Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Suzanne Holmes and I'm the Communications Director at Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Firstly, again, I'd like to thank the American Chamber and also Citi for hosting today's event. I think it's a credit to the American Chamber to have so many companies in the one space at the one time. I think we all know from organising events it is a challenge in itself, especially on a Monday morning. So just quickly into what we do here in Ireland. Bank of America Merrill Lynch has been in Ireland since 1968 and we employ 1,600 employees across 3 sites here in Ireland. And our corporate and social responsibility is fully integrated and is at the core of all of our strategies and is aligned to our values and our brand philosophy. It really is about creating economic opportunity for all. When we look at our workforce, we have over 20 nationalities here in Ireland. And when you actually look at our strategy, you see diversity and inclusion, you see the environment. So all the things that are actually important to our employees, our clients and our shareholders. So it's all around the wants and the needs. So what I would really like to do today is actually just to focus in on our philanthropy pillar. And in our philanthropy pillar, I spoke about the wants and needs. When we look at our 1,600 employees, we believe that there are various ways that they can help the community. It's some that would like to roll up their sleeves and go out into the community. It's some that would like to privately give through our gift matching program. And our gift matching program allows our employees to financially give up to, or we encourage our employees to give up to €5,000 in any one year where we would match euro for euro. And that program itself is actually very successful. And those organisations that have actually benefited from those are actually registered charities here in Ireland. We also do our volunteering program where we give 40 hours in any one year for our employees to volunteer in a working day. But as we all know, most of our employees volunteer outside the work. When you look at Ireland overall, the research does show, and that's independent research, that Ireland is actually one of the biggest givers of time and energy across Europe. And I think our employees, and I suppose your employees in the organisations that I've seen here today, are very similar. I think it's very much a trait of the Irish in giving back into the community, and they give it so willingly. So from our volunteering hours, I think this year alone we've given in excess of 9,000 volunteering hours, and those are recordable hours. We go online, we encourage our employees to record those, but there are a lot of hours that aren't recorded. So what we've introduced in Ireland in the last 12 months is our volunteering matching program. I know some organisations have the same, where for those hours that you record, up to 50 hours, we give those organisations in excess of €150, and that actually increases for the number of hours as you contribute through the year. So as I said, I'd like to talk really about philanthropy and some of our key programmes within our foundation, which we have introduced here in Ireland 3 years ago. I'd like to focus in on 2, which is in the arts and culture space and also in the financial education. Okay. Back in 2007, one of the first projects that I took on as communications director was to identify a partner that we could develop and introduce a financial education programme. And what came to mind was Junior Achievement Ireland. I know it has been throughout the presentations this morning. I've been, I suppose, an advocate of junior achievement for for most of my working career, in excess of 15 years now at this stage. And the program that we developed was a financial education program aimed at actually helping those students aged between 15 to 17 to generate good financial habits that they could actually bring into their adult life. So to date, our program has delivered to over 6,200 students, and in order to deliver that program, which is in excess of annually 1,500 volunteer hours, we have 540 business volunteers. And they're not necessarily in the bank, they are other organisations, because those programs are delivered nationwide. They're in Cork and Galway, so we don't have employees in those areas, so we rely heavily on the network that Junior Achievement has to deliver on those programs. As part of the 6-week program, which is delivered in the classroom, we actually go bring the students into 3rd level colleges to introduce them, and some of those for the first time, to the world of college. they get opportunity to meet with the access students or the access officers of those colleges to think beyond what they're going to do after their leaving cert, and hopefully stay in school and develop their education. With all of our programs, we try and strive for independent research to validate that the input that we're giving, both in time and in finances, that actually deliver on those core objectives. So to date, actually, in this year's program alone, we have 93% of students surveyed that said that they knew an awful lot more about how to manage their money. And I think as we're in this challenging time, managing their money is really good. I'm actually currently volunteering at Chanel College in Coolock at the moment. I think some of the students are actually here today in your fair. They're actually in that program is the mini companies, and they're actually selling their project, which are doing really well. The other challenge, and I suppose in the financial sector we actually read it in the newspapers every day, is the terminology increased through those children taking part in that program in between 4 to 5%. So I'd like to move you on to another project, and that's a new stream program which is in partnership with Business to Arts. Again, this program came about through an initial meeting with Stuart McLaughlin, who is the CEO of Business to Arts. And the biggest challenge that I saw coming across my desk was the standard of proposals from arts and culture organisations. And I felt that we needed to build up their capacity and understand what, from the world of business, we were actually looking for and who we wanted to partner with. So through the New Stream programme, which is purely to build the resilience in the cultural sector, it's also to build capacity. Because as we know, the arts and culture organisations is very much at the heart of every community. And when we think about what we're trying to do as a CSO project, which is to provide those opportunities, this is a great programme to do that. Since the programme, which is now and it's coming into its third year, we've had 450 attendees to the programmes that Business to Arts has actually developed. And that's through 26 training and education events in the last 2 years. In the first year alone, those organisations, through programs such as fund management, have actually seeked and found over 1 million of new income back into the public, into the arts and culture sector. And in this year alone, in year 2, in a pre-evaluation, we've actually met, and hopefully we should succeed once those evaluations have come finally in. So I think that in itself is a major achievement for Business to Arts, and that's something that we're very proud to be a part of. I think one part of driving the economy in Ireland, in Fine Gael in their manifesto earlier this year, they actually identified the links between arts organisations and the business community, and they want to build on programmes such as New Stream to drive and support those creative organisations through partnering with private sectors such as Bank of America. And finally, within our arts and culture, we also have an Arts in Our Communities programme where we lend some of our artwork into the communities. In the last 2 years alone, we have partnered with IMA Chester Beatty, and the most significant one is through our Arts and Conservation project, which is with the National Gallery of Ireland, and that's a restoration investment in the restoration of the marriage of Strongbow and Aoife. But in closing, I have about 3 seconds left. There is quite a lot I think that we all do. Putting it into 10 minutes is a challenge in itself. But I think we have done a really good job, I think, collectively giving back to the community, and I think these are great forums to share with one another and to actually hear yourself speak of all the things that you do, and I welcome that opportunity. Thank you.